Growth sometimes doesn't arrive with a major award. Sometimes it does not come with a new drama or a big announcement. Most times, you notice it when you look at someone you have watched grow for years and suddenly realize that the way the world is beginning to see them has changed. On July 30th, 2026, Shen Yu appeared in a new campaign with La Mer, promoting the brand's new Intensive Repair Serum. And yes, at first, it may look like another beautiful brand campaign. But when I looked at it more closely, I started thinking about something bigger. Because this moment may not just be about skincare. It may be about another side of Shen Yu becoming visible. For years, Shen Yu has been known for being warm, cheerful, relatable, and naturally expressive. She has always had that quality that makes people feel close to her. But this campaign showed something a little different. And the interesting part is not that she has changed into someone else. It is that we may be seeing another layer of who she has been becoming. Here on Asian Star Spotlight, we don't just talk about Shen Yu's dramas and co-stars. We explore the stories, the facts, and the bigger picture behind her journey. If that sounds like your kind of content, subscribe and join us right now. The Shen Yu Times La Mer campaign was shared through Shen Yu's studio and promotional channels on July 30th, 2026. The campaign introduces La Mer's new Intensive Repair Serum and focuses on themes such as soothing, hydration, recovery, and helping the skin restore itself after the effects of stress and everyday pressure. The message is simple. Pressure may be difficult to avoid, but care, recovery, and restoration still matter. And when you look at the campaign itself, there is something noticeably different about the way Shen Yu is being presented. She looks calm, elegant, and confident. There is a quietness to the campaign that immediately caught my attention. Not because we have never seen Shen Yu looking beautiful or elegant before. We absolutely have. But this particular campaign feels more still and refined. It allows her presence to speak without needing to be loud. And I think that is what made me stop and look at it again. For much of her career, Shen Yu has been associated with a very familiar kind of warmth. She is playful, expressive, laughs freely, and she has that relatable girl next door energy that makes people feel like they are watching someone they could genuinely be friends with. That quality has always been one of her greatest strengths. It is part of why people connected with her through her dramas, variety shows, interviews, and even her personal vlogs. She never felt distant. She felt real. But the Shen Yu we see in this La Mer campaign carries a different kind of energy. She is still warm, but more composed. She is still recognizable, but presented with a different level of quiet confidence. And I don't think these two versions of Shen Yu are in conflict. I think they can exist together. The playful Shen Yu we see, laughing with her friends, and the elegant woman standing confidently in this campaign, are not two different people. They are simply different sides of the same person. And maybe that is what growth often looks like. Not becoming someone completely new, but allowing more parts of yourself to be seen. What makes this campaign even more interesting is the moment it arrives in. 2026 has already been a very significant year for Shen Yu. She has continued taking on projects that show different sides of her as an actress. She has entered new professional spaces. She has taken on opportunities that many people may not have imagined for her when she first entered the industry. And throughout all of this, she has continued moving forward quietly, not with constant announcements or by trying to convince people that she has grown, but through the work she continues to do. So, when this La Mer campaign appeared, I could not help but see it as another interesting piece of a much larger picture. Not necessarily because the campaign proves that Shen Yu has reached a completely new level, and not because one brand partnership can define an entire career, but because the image feels connected to the direction her journey has been taking. She is still the person audiences fell in love with, but she is also becoming more experienced, more confident and more comfortable stepping into spaces that may once have felt unfamiliar. And perhaps this campaign simply allows us to see that growth from another angle. Now, I also want to be careful not to make this moment bigger than what we actually know. A La Mer campaign is a meaningful addition to Shen Yu's commercial portfolio. That is fair to say. But what we can observe is the campaign itself. We can see the way Shen Yu is presented, the themes the campaign focuses on, and we can reflect on how those things feel when placed beside the journey she has been taking. We paying attention to the small details that may be part of a larger pattern is what makes this conversation interesting. Now, when I look at Shen Yu's journey, I don't think one moment tells the whole story. It is the accumulation that matters. One project, one opportunity, one new experience, one step forward. And then, over time, you begin to look at all those moments together and realize that the picture has slowly changed. Not overnight or through one dramatic transformation, but through consistency, growth, and continuing to move forward even when people may still be looking at an older version of you. And maybe that is what stood out to me most about this campaign. The elegance does not feel like Shen Yu is trying to become someone she is not. It feels like another part of her is finally being given room to exist. The warmth, relatability, and the person fans love is still there. But now we are also seeing more stillness, confidence, and perhaps a woman who is becoming increasingly comfortable with everything she has grown into. And speaking of what is changing, there is something else happening around Shen Yu right now that I have been paying close attention to. I am still putting the pieces together, so I will not say too much yet. But if you enjoy looking beyond the headlines and understanding the deeper story behind Shen Yu's journey, make sure you hit that subscribe button and your notifications are on. You may not want to miss the next one. Shen Yu did not need a La Mer campaign to prove that she is talented. She did not need this campaign to validate everything she has worked for. Her journey already speaks through the projects she has completed, the opportunities she has earned, and the community she has built around the world. But this campaign is still worth noticing, not because it suddenly makes her successful, but because it gives us another image of the woman she has been growing into. A woman who can still laugh freely, still be playful, make people feel comfortable, and also stand quietly in a space like this, with elegance, confidence, and a presence that does not need to ask for attention. Sometimes growth is not about leaving your old self behind. Sometimes it is about carrying everything people loved about you into the next version of your journey. And maybe that is what this moment feels like. But I would really love to hear your thoughts. When you first saw Shen Yu's La Mer campaign, what stood out to you? Was it the visuals, her styling, the calm and elegant energy, or did the campaign make you see another side of Shen Yu? Share your thoughts in the comments because I always enjoy reading the different ways this community sees these moments. And before I go, I want to give a small but very special thank you to our very first channel member, at LuzSeno-01J. Thank you for choosing to support Asian Star Spotlight at the beginning of this new chapter. I truly appreciate you, and I'm so happy to have you as part of this community. Channel membership is now open for anyone who would like to support the growth of Asian Star Spotlight and enjoy some extra community perks. You can tap the join button next to subscribe to see the available membership options. And whether you support through membership, watching, commenting, sharing, or simply being part of these conversations, thank you for helping this community grow. I really appreciate you all. If this video gave you another way to look at Shen Yu's journey, please like the video, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on your notifications. There is still so much ahead for Shen Yu, and I would love for us to continue following and reflecting on the journey together. Sometimes growth is not announced. It simply becomes visible. And on July 30th, 2026, through a calm and elegant campaign with La Mer, we may have seen another beautiful part of Shen Yu's journey come into view. Take care, and I will see you in the next one.